Welcome to InCabin from the creators of AutoSens. InCabin supports the global community of automotive interior specialists by providing a best-in-class event experience featuring an extensive agenda across multiple tracks, expert-led roundtables, and a full exhibition of the latest innovations. Today, we are speaking with Alex Chen, the Sales and Marketing Director of iCatch Technology Incorporated. And Alex, welcome to InCabin. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you, Carl.
Alex, give us a high-level overview of iCatch. Tell us a little bit about the company.
Okay, so actually, iCatch was established in 2009, and we're an IC design house in Taiwan, focusing on providing AI imaging SOC solutions to multiple markets, including automotive imaging, home security, and consumer markets. And we have our office based in Hsinchu in Taiwan, and we have about 170 employees in Taiwan. Over 90% of our employees are R&Ds. And our core technology is actually image processing, fast food technology based on RTOS and edge AI, and power efficiency. So the ISP, which means image signal processing, and video codec technology is the core of our SOC. And we try to add additional, for example, computer vision DSPs and AI NPU on top of our core hardware to enable edge AI on our SOC.
Alex, we've been discussing the core competencies of iCatch. Let's talk about the in-cabin market for a moment. How did iCatch enter the in-cabin market? What prompted that move?
So actually, after iCatch was established in 2009, we started in the digital camera industry. So we provide our SoCs to the digital camera makers in Japan. And we have over 90% of the brand names were actually adopting iCatch solution at that time. But since digital camera got replaced by smartphones, we started the transition to automotive imaging markets in 2015. So since 2015, actually, a lot of the car makers has adopted iCatch SoCs inside their dealer option dash cams. So what's the dealer option dash cam? Actually, when you go purchase a new car at the dealer, actually on the option list, there's a dealer option dash cam that has been certified by the car makers. So to ensure its reliability. So it has like the car makers logos on it. So that's kind of the main market iCatch has been addressing so far. And since like the car makers try to add more cameras into the dashcam systems, for example, starting from the front facing, then the rear facing, and then now the in-cabin facing. That's kind of how iCatch stepped into the in-cabin sensing market. So actually, we have co-worked with several third parties around the world to provide ADAS, driver monitoring systems, or even occupant monitoring systems, or even face recognition solutions to the automotive customers around the world. So like right now, iCatch actually offers a wide range of products from the edge AI SoC in the ECU, all the way from the ISP image signal processor in the camera module. So in addition to traditional sensors, actually iCatch try to invest R&Ds to try to looking at new sensor options in the market. So one of the new sensor types is actually event-based vision sensor, also known as EVS. So in our latest generation SoCs, CR3, we try to add the support of EVS sensors into it to try to explore new opportunities in cabin sensing market.
The iCatch solution, Alex, how does that differentiate from other SoCs?
Okay, so let me take our latest SoC. The part number is CR3, for example. Inside our SoC, we actually, as I mentioned before, the core is ISP block, which means image signal processors and your video codec, including the 264 and H.265 encoders inside. These are proprietary IP by iCatch. On top, so our ISPs is able to support multiple channels. For example, CR3 can support up to 4-channel processing simultaneously. And at the same time, we support multiple color filter array formats, for example, RGB, RGB-IR, or RCCB for automotive. That's kind of the core strength of iCatch SOCs. And on top of that, we added computer vision DSPs and AI inferencing NPU inside to help our customers realize edge AI right on our SOCs.
What kind of features, Alex, does CR3 provide for event-based vision sensors?
Okay, so actually, before I talk about what kind of feature CR3 supports events-based sensor, let me first talk about the advantage of event-based sensor. So event-based sensor actually is a new type of sensor that just came into the market several years ago. So it has several main advantage over traditional sensors. For example, it has a lower data rate. Based on our studies, event-based sensor has 90% data savings, bandwidth savings than traditional CMOS sensors. So it can greatly reduce the requirements on the processor and the power consumption on the ECU side. So that's the first advantage. The second advantage is fast response rate. So for in-cabin application, it can use customers can use the EVS sensor, for example, for the gaze tracking. That will be a typical application of the event-based sensor. And the third advantage is actually in high dynamic range. Actually, inside the cabin scenario, there's like a kind of harsh lighting conditions, which requires actually HDR to overcome the high dynamic range, the lighting difference on the driver and even the passengers. But event-based sensor natively comes with about 110 dB dynamic range, so it can overcome that kind of harsh lighting conditions directly. Also, it has very high sensitivity. So like in extreme low light condition, for example, like inside the cabin at night, it will require no additional active lighting and can still detect the movement of the driver and the occupants. And the last advantage of event-based sensor is actually like privacy protection. So event-based sensor actually only detects objects in movement and only shows the outline of the moving object. So it does not show the whole picture. So it kind of protects the driver and the passenger's privacy to a certain extent, comparing to traditional imaging sensors. So that kind of summarizes the advantage of the EVS sensor comparing to traditional imaging sensors. So that's why we see the potential EVS sensor being applied for in-cabin application. And that's why we try to add the support of EVS sensor in our latest generation SoC CR3. So like in CR3, we actually specially designed the MIPI interface to be able to support the event-based sensor from the major sensor providers in the market, for example, Sony, Prophecy, Samsung, and other sensor vendors. We also added a hardware optical flow engine and the computer vision DSP and AI for our customers to directly realize edge AI right on CR3 SoC with EVS sensor.
Alex, we've covered a lot of ground here today, from the CR3 to the in-cabin market to your core competencies. How is everything progressing for iCatch technology right now, Alex?
So actually, I think we are still new in the in-cabin sensing market, and we're trying to explore different opportunities. So we try to utilize different kind of sensors, for example, like mono sensors or RGBI sensors, or even the event-based vision sensor I just talked about, through like this kind of sensor fusion to provide a total solution, a better solution to our customers. And in the progress of EVS sensor, actually we have partnered with the leading sensor provider, Sony and Prophecy in this field. So we have come out with a new development kit. It's called iEVCam with iCatch CR3 inside and Sony Prophecy's IMX646 inside. So whether it's the customer or the third parties around the world who would like to evaluate the potential of EVS for in-cabin sensing, they can start realizing or prototyping on this kit to see its potential. for future in-cabin sensing. So on March 16th, actually, iCatch will be joining the in-cabin event at Phoenix, and one of my colleagues will be giving a speech in a cabin. We will try to talk about how iCatch can utilize event-based sensor with the CR3 SOC to try to overcome some of the difficulties traditional image sensor are facing for the in-cabin sensing application. So if you have a time, please join us and try to learn more about iCatch and iCatch solutions.
Alex, and of course, we want to encourage all of our AutoSens and in-cabin viewers to learn more about iCatch technology by visiting their website and appropriate social media channels. Alex, from all of us here at AutoSens and in-cabin, we want to thank you for your time and sharing your thought leadership and giving us an overview of the company. We look forward to seeing you in Phoenix and at future events. And thanks for being with us today, Alex. It was good to talk to you.
Thank you, Carl.
For more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to the AutoSens YouTube channel. And for more information about InCabin, visit InCabin.com. That's InCabin.com. On behalf of InCabin, I'm Carl Anthony.